Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Koki Creative. My name is Elena and I'm a part of the EA Creator Network. Today we are doing a speed build, and this speed build is for the new Life and Death expansion pack. An expansion pack I've been looking forward to, so finally have my hands on it. Came out on Halloween and I was pretty busy. I had some friends visiting over Halloween, so it just took me a while to actually get this video done and get this build done. It ended up being a lot bigger than I was planning on making it, but you know, that's the story of my life. Let me tell you a little bit about this build before I get too far or too off track. So it's on a 30 by 30 lot, and I did start building it in Ravenwood. It's called the Pearl House, and I only used the new pack. So I started building it on this empty lot called the Mystic Crossroads, but then you'll see at some point in the video we moved to New Crest, and I just needed better lighting, and I do love like the ambiance here on this lot, but it's not good for when I'm trying to build and actually see what colors are what. Like, I'm also playing around with the new pack here. I was looking at all the new items and using the new wall colors, and it was really hard for me to like get a clear look at what this house is actually going to look like. I was like kind of scared that I was going to build it and then you put it anywhere except for this lot, and it was just the colors were going to be super far off. So yeah, I ended up moving it, but I do love this lot. I do end up uploading it to the gallery in Ravenwood, but I end up putting it on, let me see, I wrote this down so I won't forget, the Lockhart lot that is in the town section of Ravenwood. And I actually really love it for that lot because that is up kind of on the hill and it overlooks the town. And the town is sort of based on like Transylvania, so I was trying to go for that kind of look. Now, I know this is my own interpretation of it and it is not perfect. I did look up a lot of reference photos, so it wasn't just like I was going in blind. I've never been to Transylvania. It's definitely a place I do want to go to someday. It sounds really cool. It's got a lot of really cool history, but yeah, this was me just guessing. And I'm always really intimidated when I'm doing a style that I've never really done before, and castles on top of it. I wouldn't consider this a castle per se, but like this kind of build isn't something that I'm like, I do all the time. It's not my specialty, but I would love to get better. Let me explain something really quick. See how I moved that little quarter section of the circle out of the way before I made the balcony? Not sure if you noticed that, but there's a glitch where, let's say I were to make that balcony and I didn't move that quarter section away, it would delete the quarter section altogether, so there would be a big hole. And now, if you are building with curved walls, it is annoying. It is not for the beginner builder. So I have made quite a few circular builds recently, one of which I just posted like last month or something, or 2 months ago, the Oola Lounge. That was made up of entirely curved walls. It is something that I encourage you to try to build with more because it does look cool, but it is so frustrating. And I have almost 9,000 hours in The Sims, and I still have to find workarounds when using curved walls. So if you're having trouble with the curved walls, just know it's not you. It happens. So I will give you like little tips and tricks as we go, but I do cut out quite a bit because this is one of those builds that like I had to play around with and try different things. Like I went in with a little bit of an idea. I made a little sketch, but let me tell you, this build did not turn out like how the sketch looked. So it just, which I think is actually better. Like I was planning on using a bigger lot, so I wasn't able to do what I originally wanted. I wanted that tower to be slightly further away from the house and connected by some sort of like second story bridge. But as you can see, I'm squished in this 30 by 30 lot. So here I'm playing around with all the new windows and doors and fences and stairs and all the other little things that come with this pack. I really do like the new roof shingles, I guess you could say. Yeah, the roof texture is like just so pretty. So this one comes with a couple of different swatches, and this one sort of has like a bluish tint to it. It's really hard for me to tell in this lighting again, but it was hard for me to choose a color palette for this because I was seeing a lot of builds that were like tan and darker, which totally fits the aesthetic. And I really did want to do a dark build, but I have recently done a lot of really dark builds. So I was like, I want to go with a very like white build. But I also didn't want it to be all white. Like I wanted there to be lots of pops of color because I mean, the thing about like the white swatches in The Sims is like they don't match usually. because like if you have just the way the lighting is mapped, you might notice if you have overhead cabinets and the light's hitting them a certain way, they might look like different shades of white, maybe some off-white. Yeah, so the whites don't always match well because of the lighting, but that's why I kind of shy away from using all white everything. So this one, I did try to use a lot of pops of purple. Now, you want to hear a sad story? So after this chunk of building, I come back and I build for like an hour and a half. I do all this pink landscaping and I do some of the interior, I do the whole layout. And as I was saving and quitting, it crashed. Well, it didn't crash. It was stuck on the save screen for like, I sat there for like over half hour, even went and did some other stuff and it was still stuck. So I had to force quit the game. And I crossed my fingers that hopefully it actually did save, but it did not. So that gave me an opportunity to do better landscaping. We aren't there yet. This is still before I did that landscaping. I almost included it in this video, but I really didn't want this video to be too long. I mean, it's only 35 minutes of speed build, which is actually pretty impressive for this size. Oh, remember what I was just talking about? That we moved to Newcrest. So this is after I had that incident where I tried to save and quit, but it didn't work and I had to do an hour and a half of building. So I ended up making it look a lot different than what it looked like before. This is actually better. I actually like this more. And I took like a couple days off of building after that happened. Like this was also, I won't get into it too much, but like this was after the election and I just really wasn't in the mood to like do anything. I was pretty sad. I still am, but yeah, so I just took some time off and then I waited until I was in the mood to build. So then I built this and I do like how the landscaping here turned out better. Maybe I will find like, I won't add it here, but eventually maybe I will show, because I recorded all of that, the pink landscaping, and so it exists somewhere. It's just not in my game. So I'm making the tower now. And this freaking tower, man, making the stairs just freaking sucked. Like, stairs. I know people talk about roofing, but I can roof in my sleep. Roofing, not a problem. But stairs give me a headache. So what I wanted to do was just put a short fence around the perimeter and keep just like one little square for the landing and walkway. So you see that little gray square, that the landing and the walk up? Okay, that's the only square I wanted to keep. But unfortunately, as you can see, every time I tried to put the fence underneath the stairs, it would highlight yellow, which means the stairs would be deleted. So I had to find a little bit of workarounds there. Oh, how fun. Yeah, so a lot of building is actually just seeing if it's possible. I do play test all of this stuff too, because I want to make sure everything is playable. And when it's a situation like this, I play test it almost immediately, because the last thing you want to do is finish a section and realize your Sims can't even get there, and then you have to move the whole thing around. So yeah, I kind of like do all this stuff out of order. I usually try to do one section at a time, move to the next, but I think just, you know, I was in the mood to just play around with the new items, kind of like, I just felt like I was letting my ADHD take control, honestly. It was like, oh, I'm kind of in the mood to do the stairs right now. Okay, let me go back to landscaping. Okay, let me go back to the stairs. And unfortunately, the interior is a little bit the same too. I do try to do one room at a time, but sometimes it just like, I get fed up with a room and I need to go to another room to make me feel like I'm actually making progress. But for editing, that's really annoying. If it's just me building for myself, oh, I'm going to do the whole house all at once, the whole thing. If I see an item that might go to the bathroom, I work in the kitchen, I'm going to go take a field trip over to the bathroom and then start you working on the bathroom and then see another item that reminds me of something that I want to put in the office. So then I go over there. But if you're editing a video, it's absolute nightmare. So that's why I have tried to train myself to do one room at a time. But for this build, I was like, you know what? Just go with the flow, lady. You deserve it. You're just not really in a good mood, and just let building be no pressure, no stress. So that's what I did. And now I'm doing the landscaping, like I said, and I'm using a lot of kind of purple, whites, darker greens, because I just felt like that kind of fit the vibe a little bit. And I'm trying to resize a lot of the plants. Well, I'm not trying to. I do. I resize the plants to make them a little bit more realistic. I use tool mod on some of the trees to resize them a little bit more precise. But these bushes, I just either use the bracket key to make it one size bigger, one size smaller, because, you know, I don't need to be too precise with that. I do like how the trees end up turning out by making them slightly bigger, slightly smaller. I feel like it makes it look a little bit more realistic. Of course, I'm going to line the rest of the landscaping with the low-lying pale yellow flowers. Those are like my go-to. If you've ever watched my videos, you've heard me say that before. They're base game. They're awesome. And so I'm making little paths out of the build on the sides as well. I might do on the back. No, I don't do it on the back. But these little like escape paths. So that way, if your sim does want to walk away, they aren't really like stuck in the landscaping. They might be able to walk through some of these bushes, but like I like to make sure that not only is this like just playable, but it's actually easy to play in. And something I'm doing now is I'm not bringing the terrain paint right up to the edge of the border because I don't like the way it looks with the harsh lines. When this is a really bad example because this is Newcrest, it has a sidewalk, so if I were to put the terrain paint right up to the sidewalk, it would be fine. But let's say you're in Henford on Bagley or something, and you're just in a grassy lot with no trails or anything that lead like abut the property, it's going to look extremely harsh with that terrain paint that just sort of like ends on an extremely sharp line. Like, if that makes sense. So that's why I've been trying to kind of curve the end of my terrain paint before it even hits the end of my property. So that way, if you do put this build on a different lot, it wouldn't look out of place. So I found this in Debug, these little barrels and wooden crates or whatever you want to call these. And I'm using them as flower pots. So I did put like dirt on some of them to make it a little more realistic, and then these purple flowers. But then I realized that the purple bush kind of covers the dirt. So I only do this on a couple of them. And then I was like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. At this point, I don't know how long I am into the landscaping, but I was watching some TV while doing this. So I wasn't moving super fast. So yeah, it took me a while to do the landscaping. I think the landscaping actually took me longer than the inside of the house. The inside of the house, I didn't overclutter it. I wanted to be good for gameplay, like I said. And since I do a lot more with landscaping, you'll see. I didn't want to overbear the lot and make it run slow if I'd put too many items down. I also know, like in my personal gameplay, when my sim collects items, I do like to put them out, like those little sim trophies or the snow globes or whatever. And like I sometimes leave space on a wall for a photo wall if you want to add that. So I sometimes leave spaces not super cluttered intentionally because of gameplay reasons. I know that people will change the builds around a bit to fit their sims a little bit more, so making that a little easier. Yeah, I use tool and I do make things sometimes, but for the most part, if you want to move some stuff around, I try to make it not impossible. And this is a flat lot. Now that's like out of the ordinary for me. I like a little bit of terrain tool. Sometimes a pond. I didn't even put a pond here. This I just used terrain paint and some bushes. But I wouldn't say there is enough space to really do much. I could have put it on a tall hill. Like I could have put a really tall hill and like a winding staircase up to the top, but then I would have to sacrifice the size of the build. And once you see the inside layout, you'll be like, oh yeah, it really isn't like huge. It's for a family of 3 kids, 2 adults if you want. One of the bedrooms is set up for a teenager, and that is on the 3rd story, and another is for 2 toddlers. I'll get back to that in a bit. Let me just explain you what's going on here. So this is something I've been doing a lot. If you watch some of my speed builds on either like YouTube or TikTok or whatever, you probably have seen me do this because I'm addicted to it now. I can't stop. But I use bushes depending on the build. I use different bushes. So this one I'm using a purple bush and I bring it all up the walls. Now I spent probably at least a half hour, if not an hour, doing this. And I'm not going to make you watch me do the whole thing, because really all you have to do is take a bush, use the 9 key to lift it, and put it up the wall. It's that simple. And what I like about that is because you can do this even with base game. And I did make sure, like, I put the walls, half walls. I played around in this build a lot, and I made sure that none of those bushes obstructed gameplay view, because that's a big thing for me. I don't like to play in a build that I'm like having to move the camera around a lot to like see what's going on. Especially this is a family house. So you want to see what all your Sims are doing all at once and having to like bounce around the house. Now, what I will tell you is annoying. You might load this property and someone's playing chess up on the tower. And you're like, God dang it. Every time I load this property, someone's out using the barbecue or barbecuing something. Someone's up in the tower. And it's like, okay, I won't. So if you don't know, you can shift click and teleport even toddlers. And I know that's kind of like cheating, but sometimes your kid will be late for school if they're up in the tower, or you're hungry, or they're not going to make it to the bathroom. If they're standing, they can't do it from sitting. So make them stand first and then just shift click. Yeah. So we end up doing this all around the towers. I felt like it was missing something. Like I said, I wanted this to be like a mostly white, but with pops of color build. And it really needed that green, at least in my opinion. I know people are going to be like, oh, that's too much. But, I have plant blindness, so I'm sorry. I suffer greatly from it. I could stop at any point. But as you saw, I was working on the balcony, and I thought at that point I was going to be done. But then I was looking to the back of the house, and I thought, need some bushes back here. So I did. We're almost done with the exterior, actually, which is pretty exciting. Oh, there we go. So yeah, about half of the video is the exterior, half of the video is the interior. So if you are into both, great. Got a little bit of both for you guys. And if you like just one or the other, it's equal. I don't even know what I'm saying. Anyway, so when I start my layouts, what I do usually is I use placement items. These placement items are items that I think I want to put there, but they'll be according to that room. Because if I leave and come back, I will know what I'm working on. I know this is a little piano space. I know that's a dining room over there. I know that's a kitchen. But let's say it's been a month and I come back. Like, I sometimes take a year to build a house, or build when I'm just a casual build. That's not for anything. Sometimes I take a year to build. Anyway, I'll come back and I need to know what that room is because I completely forgot. So this is the living room that we're working on. And I wanted a lot of bookcases, but I also still wanted to put a TV, because when I'm playing, I realized that a TV is much faster to raise fun than reading books. So I did want to add that. You can delete the TV if you want. You can add more books on there if you want. Just, do whatever you want. But this is just for the people, for gameplay. Yes, I did add a TV. I almost didn't, because I thought this house wouldn't have a TV. But then I ended up adding like 2 TVs at least. So the layout here was weird. And as you can see, like I was talking earlier, how I needed to keep the rounded walls, kind of peats it off for a while until I was ready. So here, they just disappear. So I have to just find another pizza shape to replace it, blah, 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 blah. So if you're building with round walls, keep that in mind. Keep them sectioned off until you are ready to open up that round wall, or it might just like delete everything. Okay, going back to the flooring, we have this new parquet flooring? Is that how you say it? I can't remember. Yeah, wood flooring. And I use stone in this entry area. You might be like, why'd you use stone? Because another rounded wall issue is that if the rounded wall is going to have both the outside and the inside, the floor, it doesn't cut off perfectly. It's kind of like really jagged. So I wanted to use the wood flooring in here, but then the balcony or the front porch there had a big wood floor peeping out. It just looked really bad. So yeah, that's why I have a wood or a stone floor in here. Sorry, my words are just not coming to me today. I told myself, Elena, you have to do this voiceover. You're gonna do it. It's gonna be great. Here I am doing the voiceover, and the words are just not coming. It is like, it is 11 a.m. So it's not super early or anything, but I'm sorry if I'm not just the sharpest tool in the shed today. So this is a new rug. These are a lot of the new items. A new couch. Freaking love these new couches. Oh my God. And that new lamp. Yes, finally. I want more floor lamps. If I'm trying to okay, let me go back. If I have a one tile section, the two things I look for to fill that corner are lamps and plants. And I have used my fair share of the lamps that we have. We really don't have a lot of floor lamps. I mean, compared to it's not like we only have 3, but still, the options, each one is a very specific style. So in this kind of build, I really only had 2 base game ones that really kind of fit this style. So I'm so glad we have more floor lamps. Yay. They just really, they can add a lot to the space, and they're also functional by lighting up the room. Here's the little office. I played around with the bookshelves because I wanted to curve around. I used the tool mod to make one of the bookshelves in the corner slightly smaller, so that way it doesn't clip and do that weird I don't even know, the clipping look. I hate when things clip. And with the, oh God, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, did you notice the bookshelves? They are all white, the same swatch, but they are not looking all the same swatch. You can easily see how the lighting is this one's supposed to be darker, this one's supposed to be a little less dark, instead of a smooth shade transition. Yeah, so that bothers me. So yeah, sorry. I wish I could do something about it, but I can't. The dining room is super cute. Okay, so the layout of this house, I'm very happy about it. The only thing is I don't love that you have to go through the dining room to get to the kitchen. I don't hate it, but I almost added a door right at the entrance to get right to the kitchen, but then it would sacrifice some of the counter space. So I thought, whatever, just go through the dining room to get to the kitchen. I do have the door to the bathroom into the dining room rather than the kitchen. I've had a bathroom off my dining room before, so that's not super odd to me, but it is a little awkward if you're all having dinner and be oh no, my stomach's upset. Let me just use the upstairs one if you need to. So some of the plants were popping through the wall, so I left that for a later me to deal with. I figured, I was okay, I'll put all the bushes here and I'll move them later. So now I'm moving them when I actually go to decorate the room if they are popping through. Here I'm also using these cabinets to cover some of them up because I didn't want to move them all because, whatever. This is also just the staircase room. So it's not a very important room, and I was kind of tossing around the idea how do I decorate this? This is not supposed to be anything big. So I just added that seat right there. You can't get to that. You can't actually get to that. And I knew that when I put that there, but I thought I thought it looked the best there instead of using another planter or something. And I put a lot of candles up here. I know this is a lot of work just to get up to play some chess, but I figured, nice little chess area. That's cute, right? I like adding functional spaces because I could have just left this being a tower with a seat, but I would never go up there in gameplay. There's so many times where I just have these pretty places that my Sims never use unless I want to make take a cute photo. So any opportunity that I can put an actual skill building thing or an activity that your Sims can play in a space, I will put that there instead. Because I know in my gameplay, I played enough of The Sims to get bored sometimes. So I like stuff to do. Oh, okay. So we're in the kitchen now. I love the new kitchen set that comes with this pack. Oh my God. I know I'm an EA creator or whatever. Don't think that I'm not going to give my real opinion. I love this game. And this is definitely a pack I have been looking forward to, regardless if I was even making content for The Sims. And this kitchen, oh my God, I have been wanting cabinets like this. I know we do kind of have cabinets like this, but this is my style right here. It's so pretty. The touch of gold. I like gold. I don't not even gold jewelry. That's fine. Yeah, I like that. But just, I am a sucker for a little pop of gold here and there, just a little sparkle, and these cabinets, I like that they don't show dishes. These tall overhead cabinets. If you don't know how to do that, use the little gear icon when putting down any cabinets, whether they be upper or lower. You can change the shape of them. So this is the long one. And I like that they don't show dishes because cabinets like this, the wall cabinets, are like my go-to for an empty space. I like that when you put half walls down, they disappear. So when you're in gameplay, they don't get in the way. And I also like that they can be just cute space savers. Like I use them for like fake dressers in bedrooms and seats and in like laundry rooms, and any space I can just squeeze one of those in. I just love. So I feel like these are going to be extremely functional. I'm going to use them quite a bit and not just in the kitchen. I use a lot of the new wallpapers. So obviously not the subway tile that has been in the game, but the new wallpaper you see here on these walls are so pretty, very elegant. They have a lot of different wallpapers, and I try to use one of each, I believe, in this house. This is a weird little corner. I decided to put, it's not a corner, sorry, it's a rounded wall. I put a chair and a different plant. I like that little wedding plant. You saw me just put it down. You get that after you have like again, see, I can't talk. A successful wedding. You get that little pillar with plants on it. And I always try to find a space to put it because it's just kind of hard to decorate with sometimes. There's a new rocking chair. Very excited about that. I do love a good rocking chair. I think it's really cute. Now, this is a little awkward space that I figured I can just squeeze in another desk. I always like having, if I'm having like multiple Sims in a house, I do like to have 2 computers, especially if you have kids. And this house is set up for kids too. So this is maybe like the kids' computer. I used that new office chair there. It would have worked better than downstairs. But I don't know. I just was like, oh, this chair is pretty. And I put it right there. And some plants. And at this point in the build, I have used every plant. And I'm like, okay, I can't just keep using every plant. So I use this little vase and then put some of the lilac, lavender, I don't know, those purple bush in that, try to make it look different than all the other plants. And then I wanted to put like a guitar. I'll do that in a bit, but a guitar and a violin, because I always try to add pretty much every activity if I can in a build this size, just because, you know, I have the space for it, might as well use it. So I use this guitar, or no, that's a violin, this guitar. And see, this space is a little awkward. I'm sorry. I really, again, stairs, my nemesis. I tried to make it look, oh my God. So the third story, wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the third story was hard to get up to because it really is only in the section of the house, the right section of the house. So I had to like find a space for the staircase and blah, 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 blah. What I'm trying to say is it's a little awkward, yes, but does it work? Also, yes. So just don't question it, okay? Okay? I sometimes build houses around a staircase because that's how much of an issue and how annoying they are to me. So this is like the main bedroom. This could also be the teen bedroom, and then the main bedroom could be upstairs because that one is also pretty big. But I had a vision that this was like the parents' bedroom. It's next to the toddler's bedroom, so they can easily take care of it. And then the teen bedroom is upstairs. They have a little extra privacy. Maybe even a roommate lives up there because I did put a double bed. It feels very much like a preteen teen room, but we'll get there later. I'm getting ahead of myself. Again, I used a lot of pops of purple here. This is bedrooms are where I like to put a little bit more personality. I played around. There's like 2 different nooks here that fit a 2x2 really well. So I had like dressers and this fireplace, and I kind of switch them around a bit, trying to figure out what the heck to do with these spaces. Also, I don't usually have bedrooms that are this big. So I didn't know what to do with this whole empty space. So I add a TV here. I really like this end table. I think it's really pretty with the marble. I add a TV because I figured they could lay in bed, watch TV, just a little privacy. And then this is going to be like their changing area where they get like, can model their clothes. The nice thing about The Sims is they really only need like one mirror in the bathroom to change their whole look. So you really don't need a dresser and everything, but I think it just looks nice when each bedroom has the bedroom things. And I didn't, again, want to overclutter here. So I did leave this space nice and open for dancing. I put that new Grimm radio. So if you did like the Grimm challenge, you have that new radio. If you didn't, I'm sorry. But yeah, the Grimm challenge, I still have one more thing left to do. I have to go to a ghost night. I am playing right now. So I am playing the new pack. Let me talk about it just really quick before I get back to it, because I realized we only have like 5 minutes left. So the new pack has been really fun, and I was at first trying to rush into playing all the new content, but because this changes a lot of gameplay in general, I had to instead just think, okay, I'm just going to play the game. I'm going to start with my sim going to college, like other things. I'm not playing this pack specifically. And by not playing it specifically, I feel like I'm really getting a good experience of how it's integrated with the game. So I've been doing the bucket list. I have been like, because she's a young adult, I'm playing Wendy, my sim Wendy, for like the first time. Usually I use her as like a model, but it's really fun to actually play her. And so she just graduated. She moved to San Myshuno with her sister, her like younger teen sister, to like give her a good world experience. She grew up in San Sequoia, and her grandma and grandpa are in the Willow Creek. And anyway, there's a whole Wendy storyline. It's a pretty deep lore. And if you're just finding me out for the first time, I'm not even going to explain it to you. It's been going on since like 2020. So anyway, she has made her bucket list. She has also achieved a couple of like I think they're like the bucket list items, or like the big wishes. And I'm seeing like the benefits from that. It's very exciting. And so she's engaged. She's going to get married, and he's going to pass away tragically. I'm planning it. So, I mean, I know about it. She doesn't know about it yet. But then she's going to turn to Ravenwood. So I like to play more of the backstory to really get a feel for the pack, and not just like, oh, let me quickly play the new features and see what happens. Like, I want to feel a bit more organic. So this is back to the build. This is the twin toddler bedroom. That playhouse is playable. So I downsized it by 2. It is still playable. And I thought, like, although I do believe that children and kids need to have a lot of color when developing, it's really great for them, I made a beige baby bedroom. I'm sorry, but I just thought, oh, how cute with the new wallpaper. I just thought it looked so soft and cute and pretty. But yeah, I add a lot of stuffed animals, and I thought this bedroom turned out really cute. And for high walls, which are just a pain to decorate because they usually end up looking really weird, it looked pretty good. So, okay, this spot is not accessible unless you teleport there. And I just know if you're playing around, you will see that little empty space. So I thought, okay, I'll just put a little chair and a light in there and a little, candle. Just why not? You can delete those things if you want. You can use it as like fake storage for like a Christmas tree or something. But, just you do you. Just that's why I put that there, because it was looking pretty empty. So this is the teen bedroom, preteen bedroom. The family that I made for this, what's their last name? The Hightowers. She's a preteen, so I made her a child, but I feel like she could grow easily into this room. In a moment, I will add some kids' activities in that little open space. So I figured, okay, this makes sense. That she can play with her toys out here. The toddlers eventually will grow up and they will use these things. And then she can easily just readjust into her new teen bedroom. So the Hightowers, they are adorable. So I was using the random generator to create the name, and that one popped up. I'm like, that's perfect because there's a Hightower in this build. And I haven't uploaded them to the gallery yet, but I think I will, because I created all their outfits, which usually I just do like the main outfit for each. And I'm like, whatever, good enough. But I did complete all their outfits, and yeah, they're almost gallery ready. So I might do that. So I think this is the last room. This is oh wait, I'm not done with the teen bedroom yet. Again, this is my hopping around. Like, I wanted to take a break from doing bedrooms. So I'm like, let me just quickly do a bathroom. The nice thing about bathrooms is they don't take long, and I already know the items I was going to put in there anyway. So it just took like 2 seconds. Little pops of gold here. I love that new mirror. And the new tub. Oh my gosh. If I could have that in real life. The shower is also really pretty too. I'm glad we're getting some new bathroom items, because I'm always happy about like switching the bathroom up. I don't want all my bathrooms to look the same. So yeah, I put fancy art above the tub because why not? And so here is where I'm just, I think I put a TV up on that. I can't remember. I wanted to, yeah, I did put a TV. Yeah, I wanted this to feel like a space where the sim could really hang out. They're separate from the house. They can like do their own thing. I do put like a backpack, like some teen items, a lunchbox, that kind of stuff. They can have their friends over. But again, it's not like super cluttered. So if you want to add more items, feel free. If you don't, also feel free. what I do like to add about space is if you have Parenthood, you're going to get these like little boxes that are extra credit boxes. And the thing is, if you have a really tight build, there's like no place to put these boxes to work on unless if you like go to an open field, whatever, or do it outside. So I want to make space in the bedrooms for the kids to do these like box extra credit. Anyway, just about ending here. So let me just wrap this up. Thank you all so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, think about subscribing. I would really appreciate that. Maybe give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one.